Dear Kev on Stage Studios and affiliates, congratulations on the new office. We're so happy to be a part of your journey individually and as a group. Whether we've been watching videos since the Playmakers or ADD days or recently started listening to one of your podcasts, your comedy life, and all around positivity has inspired us all in some way. Your transparency has made us feel like we're all a part of the family. You've included us in your growth.
Oh, man.
Did you just finish it, dog? It's going to take me an hour.
No. You okay.
Get your weekly dose of R&R, hey.
What up? This is your boy, Dope Boy.
This is Kev on Stage.
And this is a Black History Month installment of Started Off to the Right, Righteous and Ratchet. And we got a new building and we are so happy. We're going live all the time. And he is all we here, but he's about to make a fat joke.
Walk this. So first, before we start, somebody said, Kev making fat jokes about Doughboy when he's near the weight. Doughboy made fat jokes about me when he was 400 pounds.
Absolutely, and they'll never stop.
Doughboy can be 11 pounds. And I'd be like, boy, you'll get your fat self off this.
If you ever stopped making fat jokes about me, our friendship would suffer. Always
it
make
would.
the fat
I don't
jokes.
care.
I always gotta
I encourage Doughboy's weight loss. If you're working that hard, he's working harder than me on his weight loss.
And that's the thing. People gotta understand. Like, Kev is one of my biggest inspirations. Like, we actually hit each other up and we talk to each other about weight loss. We've been on this, like, in this fight together.
Yeah.
But before we go any further, we have to give a shout out to the Right.
So the Right Pack is watching this right now because they're Patreon supporters and they're watching live on this fine Tuesday.
So this is Tuesday. This doesn't air till Wednesday. Plus, they get a bonus episode every week. You can join the fun.
Oh, no. They get more, though.
Oh, tell them about how much more.
So we got this Kev on Stage live cam. So yesterday we shot 7 episodes of Unpopular Opinion.
Oh, yes.
We shot 6 episodes of Game Night. They watched all of that.
For hours.
The Love Hour After Dark is on there. Joshy Gon's got the Joshy Gon's music tape show, which Josh, you got 2 weeks left. Okay.
First installment of Slept On is coming on very soon. I've started the book. I'm reading it. I am getting woke. I'm not all the way awake, but I'm at least opening my eyes, like starting to see some things.
You're rustling?
Yes.
And in case you missed it, Too Hot for TV is on
Aska's
Patreon.
back.
Aska is back. We've already did 2 episodes up on there.
I ain't gonna hold you. I went to the Patreon the other day and I was like, for 5?
For the 5.
That's a lot. So please join us. If you can join for as low as $5 and be a part of the community that keeps on going.
Hello, FedEx babe.
So that's where we're at. But before we start,
we've got a gift from the stage crew. So
tell them what the stage crew is.
The stage crew is the fans of Kev on Stage. Over umbrella term.
Yes.
Another thing you get on the Patreon is access to the private Discord.
Yes.
Which is where we be chopping it up about anything
gang,
and everything.
Gang, yes.
It'd be gang in there. So one of our stage crew members helped me with the merch this weekend. Shout out to Kat. No dogs.
It's a whole office gift.
Oh, okay, it's a whole office gift.
Yeah,
okay.
Said, I'll read it exactly. She said, "Can y'all open the card, please? We are dying in the chat." So I just got this. She said that 20 minutes ago. The gift is for the whole office, including you and Joshy. The gift is from the patrons.
Wow.
All right.
Just shout out to the
Listen,
Patreon.
man, we don't have a business. We have a community. We have a community of people. So
I'm in here.
let me open this. So they gave us a gift card, so we should all go to lunch together.
Okay,
Yes.
so how are we splitting that?
We'll go eat together.
It's 6 of us.
Yeah.
You're good at math. What's 6 divided by 100?
15, 6. It's like $15 each.
$15 each.
That's a
we go.
production meal.
Or we can go to dinner and we'll just put all the appies on that.
Actually, $16. That'd be 96.
All right.
Cool.
It's between 15
I
and
just be trying to
17.
flex that I got math on lock.
It's a card.
Okay.
It's got a little bit. I apologize. I put it in
I'll
my
read it 'cause
backpack.
I read better than you.
No, you know that ain't
Nothing
true.
travels
Put your
well
hands
with
up.
Kev, just
Nothing
first and
does.
foremost.
Just do not charge that to my head, not to my heart. Congratulations, card. Says Kev, listen, Doughboy.
Wow.
This is I don't know what's happening.
Wow.
Nope. Every
Oh
my God.
freaking jerks. I don't know. I saw one people and it was so
The orange just got your eye.
It's the orange. It's the orange.
It's the orange.
Shoot.
The citrus hit his eye.
happened, man?
Jeez.
Feel your feelings, Kevin.
Okay, feel
Make
them.
room for it.
I'm gonna feel my feelings.
Feel
I'm
your
gonna
feelings.
express
room.
my feelings.
Okay, well, tell us what you're.
I am
on
feeling
the show.
appreciation.
Yes.
I am
Good.
feeling love that's outside of you give me content, I click. I'm feeling care from people who are virtually my friends, and that's why I got a little overwhelmed.
Okay. Oh, that's all good.
It's my first time I felt my feelings out loud. Says every so often the right things.
Make room for that. Make room for the tears.
Let him power through it. Come
No,
on.
it's happening.
You got it.
Every so often, the right thing happens to the right person for the right reason. So happy for you, the stage managers. Stage managers is the above the stage crew. The patron people, they're stage managers. They actually put in for the stuff. And then there's a letter. Oh.
Read the whole thing.
Dear Kev on Stage Studios and affiliates. Congratulations on the new office. We're so happy to be a part of your journey individually and as a group. Whether we've been watching videos since the Playmakers or ADD days or recently started listening to one of your podcasts, your comedy life, and all around positivity has inspired us all in some way. Your transparency has made us feel like we're all a part of the family. You've included us in your growth.
Oh man.
Did you just finish it, dog? It's going to take me an hour.
No. You okay. You okay.
It's going to take me an hour to
Your
finish
transparency has made us feel like we're all part of the family. You've included us in your growth and shared your life in a way that many people don't. You've created a space for us to connect with you and with each other. You guys have made more than fans. You've made a community. Melissa, your creativity and transparency has helped us learn and grow in so many ways. As we've watched you evolve into Melissa 2.0, you've encouraged us all to grow into the best versions of ourselves. You've been an encouragement, an educator, and an advocate for women and relationships, and we thank you for it. We hope that this gift from the community you've created shows not only our appreciation, but our support. We stand behind you all in this endeavor and in the future because we know this is only the beginning of your success. We've seen the work that you've all put in to be where you are, and you deserve every triumph
Josh
that's
is
coming your
crying.
way.
No, I'm not. You
Josh
can't see me. I'm
We're
not.
so glad to get to watch history in the making, and we trust and pray that this talk will be a blessing to you. Love, the stage crew managers.
So it's two. What's that?
No,
What's
no,
that?
man, how many streets, bruh? Woo.
2 gift cards for Home Depot.
Wow.
I already peeked at it. It is
Wow.
$1,000.
Shut up,
$1,000
bro.
at Home Depot to help decorate the office, which is crazy because Greg's about to build these walls.
We were just talking about this yesterday.
Literally, I didn't say it out loud. I was like, man, it's gonna cost me like a grip to get this office set up.
We're just talking about the sign and
It's literally like it's gonna cost a lot, and the fact that people are like, I'm gonna chip in. I didn't even ask for this. 'Cause I asked for office chairs last time because I wasn't aware of how much office chairs.
they're already
cost.
paying for content.
They're already paying for content. Like they giving out the what's that? What's that?
It's appreciation, man.
It's liquid
It is
appreciation. It's liquid appreciation.
Thank you. So like I didn't mean to do this. Like that's just it just makes my heart just blow up like a balloon. It's thank
you know,
y'all.
last time on the Patreon, there was people who were like trying to steal the content and all this stuff, and like it's amazing how people. I don't know how many people chipped in or whatever, but like a few amount of people doing the right thing can overshadow.
Light
so
is
many
more
people.
powerful than darkness, and that is evident in
Man.
this situation. And that's just a really good way to start this.
Like they've
episode
really
off.
helped so much. Even the Patreon allowed us to get the mixing
The
boards.
chairs that you're sitting in
Changed
right
our
now.
lives.
Chairs, like all the stuff, like it's a literal. You can hear this game night unpopular opinion shoot was the first time we used the mics,
Right.
Because me and Josh told me how much those mics cost, and I was like, no, like they're like Josh don't pick out nothing cheap. He's
Right,
like
right.
we're doing it at this level, or we'll just do it on the phone. So we got it. We got the mixer, but and he even figured out a way to plug the sound so the live audience
seen
now
that.
has this mic. I don't even know how that's
cool.
that's
Shout out to
exceeded my
Josh,
ability.
man. Come on, guys.
And Josh takes care, like he takes his job seriously.
Yes.
He's like every time he's like, Kev, this is like 6 months ago. There's got to be a way to get the audience to hear it through the live. I was like, man, don't nobody care about that, right? He's like, man, I got it. And then like 2 weeks ago, he was like, Kev, I think I got it. And then last week he sent me a live. He's like, test it, listen to it,
Man.
and he like, but they're like, I mean, obviously I paid for it, but he takes the care, and them putting in this. Is like, man, y'all really see the vision. I think that's it more than anything.
Exactly.
Y'all
Having
see
somebody-
the vision of what we're trying to do here, which is, because this office is like, I make a lot of jokes. This office is nicer and they take the trash out and there's a cafe, but it's absolutely 3 times more expensive. Like, it is absolutely 3 times more expensive than the racism office. But it's going to allow us to do better content.
Absolutely.
And I just hope when I be paying for stuff like this with the Love Hour, like, I want it to be clear before we get into the funny part.
No. We can go all way off course at this point.
I said, when we set up stuff like the Stage for Creators Conference, the Love Hour, I don't know whether people are going to buy tickets. When we set up merch, like, the reason that Dreams Don't Die thing is funny, I completely thought that was going to be off the, you know what I'm saying? So I really got to put my money up. Like, that Stage for Your Creators Conference, before I know if one ticket's going to be sold, I have to make the full deposit. They don't care.
They're not giving it back if the tickets don't sell.
They don't care. That, whether it sells or not, is up to you.
Right.
We got our money. And before you have it, we're going to have our full thing. So people just saying a small token appreciation, which is not small, $1,000 is a lot.
Bro, if it was $10, like, just that's money that you work for. You know what I'm saying?
$10.
And let me even piggyback a little bit off of that, because this is a year ago to the day that I quit. Like, February 1st is the day that I quit. And I came to you like, yo, man, Akash told me about this thing called Patreon. And you was just like, what is it? Like, we didn't even know.
Okay, I knew what Patreon was.
Well, you know what I mean? We didn't know if it could, you know what I mean? We didn't know how it could
What's the
change
internet?
things. So the fact that my life is so much different than what it was, and how I was ready to be driving Uber a year ago to what my life has turned into.
You were literally willing to drive Uber.
I just said that. I was just like, look, I'm going to quit and I'll drive Uber, but we still going to be able to do this podcast. And
because
look how
of the
God
people,
rewards
you never
faith
even had to
and
do that.
Creating great people. So thank you all. Like, you don't have to do it, and it's never taken for granted. It's never just underappreciated. I hope you all know how much we appreciate you all.
And y'all are trash for making me cry. And this trash in the best way. Just come over here.
Sister, come in and talk.
You ain't going to be able to fit over there.
Liz, how did you...
You want me to scoot up? Okay. Well,
never in a million years would I have ever thought of doing that.
Go ahead, talk to the people.
You got to speak into the mic.
Okay. I just wanted to say thank you, actually. I really wanted to say, can you see me? Am I good? Mm-hmm. Okay. I just wanted to say, piggyback off both of them really quickly, to say thank you. This is greatly appreciated. The fact that someone even thinks of any of us when we're not on your TV screen or like on your computer screen, like, that means a lot. Like, the thought, I've said this before actually, the thought of thinking of someone when you're out and about and they cross your mind and you pick up, their favorite candy or whatever, like, that goes a long way. The fact that, like, you thought of me. So the fact that someone even thought as much of us to coordinate something like this, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you.
I didn't want to make it long because I don't want to cry.
Nah, I didn't expect to cry at all. I saw that thing and I was just like,
I don't know why.
My emotions have just been like, it's just be happening so fast. I have no chance.
It's okay. Am I good where I'm at, or did I just go back?
You're good.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, I didn't know we were going to start off like that.
So speaking of the stripper who fell from heaven and hit the ground and kept on twerking,
you want to start there?
You might as well. I need anything.
Okay, well, first let's put like, if we can maybe in post put it, because first we want to make sure people are okay. Like, you got to know this about me. If you fall or anything in front of me, the first thing I got to do is make sure you're okay. Mm-hmm. The girl is okay. She made a video. She even has a GoFundMe. Maybe we can throw that in post. Cool, she's okay. But let's talk about that fall and then the natural reaction just to start twerking again.
I'm telling you, listen. So Tony actually made a video of her, and he showed me the DM where she was like, "Thank you for making me laugh." And I just think you have to. And the first thing I thought was, because everybody sent me that video, and I was like, "Well, I don't know.
I don't know what to say.
First of all, I'm not putting it up because I had a sex suggestive video, and it took my Facebook monetization off for like 3 months.
Really? Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I might have done a video on. Actually, didn't think I could have done it on Patreon. But I could have done it on Patreon because I got a whole situation where you can't mess my life up again. But the fact that through sheer muscle memory, she was like, "I got to twerk."
How does the mind think you? Because 15 feet is a drop. That's like,
it was only 15 feet.
Yeah.
It looked higher than that.
It was like coming off a 2-story.
Bro, 15. A story is 10 feet.
She was definitely higher than 10
So
feet.
she was a story and a half?
She had to have been at least 15, maybe 20.
And then
I
you
thought it
look
might have
high,
been.
But it was shooting down, to be fair, so it might be like some...
The mind is a powerful thing. I just don't know how the mind thinks. We just hit the ground, start clapping and twerking that thing, though. And I think it says more about the people who were watching, because Nobody even jumped up. They were just like, yeah.
Listen, man.
I just was like that. Woo. So
so there's a video. I should find it for you, Josh. The nunchuck dude, black dude.
Oh yeah.
And he tried to do a backflip or a front flip, and he hit his face. And then he got up and just like.
Is it your mind just goes into autopilot?
I think she was twerking on sheer muscle memory.
Woo.
I think she probably she had her jaw was broken.
Oh. Her mind she still heard that beat though.
Yeah,
that 808 still clapped.
She broke teeth, sprained her ankle. No workman's comp.
No health
workman's comp.
Nothing.
1099.
How did it happen?
She slipped.
I be thinking that I've never really been like a huge strip club guy, but at the time, like
you've been a chicken strip club guy. Mm-hmm. You know you've been a chicken strip club.
Long time ago.
Turkey club, chicken strip club. You know you got a card. Chicken strip club
makes that dip
member.
clap.
But I always wondered, like when they go super high on the pole and then they come down, I'm like, there has to be times where this doesn't work and you fall. But how do you even prep for that? Like it was just an awkward thing to see. But
listen, success is not linear. She probably gonna come back stronger and better. And you know what's crazy about America? When I looked, she had like $12,000 on her GoFundMe. So, and this is like not funny. It's just like ridiculous, actually. So many people have to use GoFundMe for healthcare.
That's crazy to think about.
It is insane we have decided, like, bro, I don't have the money. So if your story is moving enough, like, I'll chip in, because she's not gonna. Not only can she not work, she can't work for a while. She rehabs. You know what I'm saying? So.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about stripper rehab. Like, what is that?
That's lunch rush, man. I actually have a joke like this in my set.
So she's gonna be on the walk, like just you can't drop it like it's hot right away. You gotta like start at lukewarm.
She's gonna have to work out in the pool, twerking, do some water aerobics to get her strength back up.
Oh, but shout out to her, man.
I had to learn how to twerk again. They told me I'd never twerk again.
It's like a 30 for 30.
It's that old back.
What if I told you her fall from grace was just the beginning?
She went from a caterpillar and her butterfly came back strong.
Those old AOL commercials is like, we can rebuild him.
This is ESPN Dirty for Dirty.
Dirty
for dirty.
Trash for that. So, but shout out to her.
But I'm glad she's okay. I'm glad she could laugh. But if she wasn't laughing about it,
I wouldn't feel privately still, but I wouldn't have publicly.
I have a hard time laughing if people are hurt for real.
No, if you're hurt for real, I can't laugh.
But yeah, because I laughed before I knew she was hurt for real.
Right, but if you...
And when she said she was okay, I was like, we can laugh
That's
again?
not... Because I'm telling you, like, people falling is just...
I love making fun of people falling. So, funny story, quick story. When we were in college, Melissa and I...
Uh-oh. She knew where this is going.
So trash. She's
Snicker City over there.
So trash for this. We were walking from one side of campus to the other side. UW was about a 35-minute walk from one side of campus to the other. I mean, like the complete other side. There was black ice out there. We were going to get something to eat.
Black ice?
Yeah, black ice.
Yeah, I heard something.
I slipped and fell hard.
But did you try to stop yourself from falling? Because that's usually what makes it worse.
I was gone.
And you just...
I was, woohoo, boom.
And you just let it happen?
Crap.
Straight to the back?
Yes. Melissa laughed the entire 35-minute walk. Every time she would stop, I'd be like, okay, she's done. She's done. It was like the fall was replaying in her mind on Vine. Man.
Jesus.
Hey.
Hey, it's about time for the new fake stuff. You be the
go to the middle of the mall.
My kiosk.
Go to your kiosk guy.
You always know. You be like, it's about time. I always let it run like
those went from gold to silver, and you just allowed it.
Shut up.
Like
man.
you didn't.
They're
like,
seasoned.
They just look like silver chains now.
They were gold.
They're completely gold plated.
I feel like if
Go from gold to platinum.
I feel like if Dotis invested in one, it'd be the same price as how much he's invested the past 5 years.
Because they're starting to charge more for fake gold.
I was with him one time when he thought
price
about
of
getting
fake gold's going up.
The dude was like 300. Nobody was like, I said fake. He's like,
this is good fake stuff. 300. It's great for you.
I was like, so what is real then?
Bruh.
Because 300.
It's Platano gold.
So yeah. Side note, randomly, Russell Wilson be winning and losing at the same time. Have you seen his new hairstyle?
That's Russolino. Wilson.
What is he doing?
Is Russell 100% black?
No, he cannot be.
Nah, he's got to be a little brown.
He's got to be something.
It's
his
something
dad
different.
is black. Pull up his parents.
Pull Russell Wilson's parents?
Let's pull his Wikipedia up real quick.
Pull it up.
They don't be having your race in there.
Okay, hold on 1 second. You looking?
I thought he was 100% black, but the way his hair grew, but I don't know.
That hair different.
You could have.
That hair looking like Rico Suave.
Pull up parents.
Let's see.
Images.
They look like. No?
Oh, regular black.
What happened to him?
Regular black.
He looks like the exact same person as his
you gotta
father.
send Josh that picture.
Looks like
Wow.
Nathaniel.
I told you, bro. He's regular black. I don't
Wow.
know how his hair grows like that.
Now, how does that happen? How does hair be different like that?
We're not all the same black.
Right, and I know that like now it's like a thing. You can't even say good hair or bad hair or nothing like that.
He
but
just has
different
straight,
hair?
long hair.
But you can't cornrow that.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake
Well,
got
they-
cornrows.
He's 36% European.
36.
How?
I'm just according to genetic admixture analysis, Wilson is 62% African, 36% European, 1% West Asian, and 1% Central Asian.
Ah, is that West Asian?
Yeah. So that picture, I seen the picture and I didn't know. Josh, are we close on the
Dad.
ad? You haven't. You want to tell me?
I mean, yeah,
You said close.
we're close.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
we
I
had a
was-
long intro, so
Oh, okay. I just be knowing. I be in my mind like it's like a mental. I've been having good sex. I've been having good sex, and I want to talk to you guys about that. This episode is absolutely sponsored by Blue Chew. Now, Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. Blue Chew is prescribed online by licensed physicians, so you don't have to go to the doctor's office or wait in line at the pharmacy, and it ships right to your door in a discreet package. They're made in the USA, and since Blue Chew prepares and ships direct, they're cheaper than a pharmacy, and best of all, there's no more awkwardness.
None?
None, man. I don't like awkwardness. I don't like people all up in my business. You feel me? Now, right now, we've got a special deal for our listeners. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free with our special promo code RR.
Arn.
Just pay $5 shipping. Again, that's BLUECHEW.com, promo code RR.
Arn.
To try it free. Blue Chew is the better, cheaper, faster choice, and we thank them for sponsoring the podcast.
You know what's crazy?
Sorry about that. I wasn't trying to call you. I was just like, in my head, it was like, so I was just waiting for it.
I mean, we're past
That's
it.
how he talked to that dude about shrimp.
I know,
cake
man.
In Buffalo. Every year we go on tour, I get freaked out because I always lose my voice at the beginning of the tour. Because I go from not performing crazy to like 5 shows in a weekend, which the Love Hour was doing 5 shows or whatever, 6
You were
shows
going
actually.
crazy with that, man.
Yeah, so and the funny thing about me remind me of you being sick. When I start to lose my voice, I'm be like, I'm never gonna be able to talk again. I'll never be able to make money
I'm the
again.
same way.
My family's gonna be out on the street. Doughboy had food poisoning last week, so he texted me. He thought I was out of here. I was like, you thought you were gonna die? He was like, it was looking bleak. Like, what about throwing up and doodling makes you think I'm going to die now?
Bro, have you ever had food poisoning for real?
Yeah.
Side note, I'm going to say this as a public service announcement. Buffets are trash. Think about it. In theory, when you think about it, buffets just put a bunch of food out. People go, they pick over it, they breathe over it, they cough over it. You just go and pick it up and put it on your plate and eat it.
They do that at the restaurant too, though. They breathe over your food, cough over it when they're cooking it in the kitchen. You just don't see them.
Golden Corral be hitting sometimes, though. I'm not
Bro,
gonna lie.
no. Remember the last time we went to Golden Corral? Or was that Lith?
Oh,
We
no.
went to Golden Corral on tour.
It was not good.
It was
terrible?
It was. I remember we had the thought like we're never coming back here.
How did we think it was so good when
Man,
we
they
didn't
have
the
one-
money?
they usually
I
have
think
one
because
thing.
at our life that was the best. It was good.
Because Golden Corral used to be the ticket.
Oh, yeah.
I
Especially
used
when
to
they bought
love it.
the all-you-can-eat steak. It was
We
lit.
went. Everything was dry. Now, mind you, again. Now, let me back up because the restaurant is just the chefs.
Right.
At least it's just not chefs. The people cooking it. At the buffets, Golden Corral, it's the people cooking it. Then it sits there under the hot lights. It's all the people. It's just regular people. They ain't got no food handlers card.
Bro, and so have you've had food poisoning before?
Your
It's-
booty hole turns inside out.
Bro, and it was just
You're a big boy. I know
was-
you were
Man,
doing
what's it
some
like
damage.
out here, man?
And then I'd be super hot. I'd be super cold. I'd be like, and then I'd be hot, and then I'd be
I
sweating.
know you were super dramatic. When
And
you
I
were sick.
was telling Tony, like, look, man, tell Kiara I love her. Like, I don't know how to process things in balance. I was just like, and I'm like the same way. Like when I lose my voice, I'm like, oh my God, I'll never get it back. I'll never be able to make a living. I'm
That's
terrible
literally what
at
happened.
manual labor.
When I went to the dentist a couple weeks ago, and I had my mouth was hurting. I was like, because I couldn't talk because they numb my gums. And then what happens is they give you shots, and somehow you end up swallowing some of the stuff, so your throat is numb too a little bit. And I was like, I cannot speak. I cannot do jokes. My family will starve. They will have to go live in Ireland In the potato family. It's always the worst case scenario of everything.
Yeah, I was going through it though, man.
And also, I always think everything's the best. Like, Stage for Creators Conference is gonna sell out in a minute.
Do you think that that's a trait of like visionaries? Because I'm the same way. I don't know how to just look at things as just regular things. Like most people be like, "Oh, I'm sick in a few days. I'll be better." I was just like, "This is the end." And like,
I don't know. I don't know if it's visionaries or not. I know one trait of a CEO I've read is people with CEO traits go from idea to execution very quickly. And I'm very much like that. Melissa's baby sister Mel is like that. She literally had the idea, I'm gonna do a children's book and that's gonna highlight little girls. She had the idea on text, and by like and she was like, I want it to be, I mean, I'm a black woman writing it. This is her talking, not me.
Well, you're a black woman too.
I want it to be illustrated by a black woman. I want it to be edited by a black woman. And she found all that within like 2 weeks, and she had like 10 of the drawings done within a month. And within a couple months, her book, the first version was done.
That's just.
And while she was selling that, she was like, I should do a boy version. And I was like, no, you should wait and do the girl version. You know, push that. She was like, nah, though.
You gotta just go.
And then on Netflix, they put her book on the Netflix show a couple weeks ago.
Man,
that's crazy.
You know what I'm really starting to realize? You can really create the life that you want.
Bro.
And I know that it sounds very difficult in theory. You can, Kev, like I'm telling you, last year when we talked about this, around this time last year, we had just regular plain conversations. You were like, yo, Doe, what are some of your goals? I'm like, man, I want to move out of this apartment. I want to make enough money where Kiara can live here. I want to be in a functional relationship and be normal.
Kiara wasn't even here this time last year.
She was still living in Sacramento.
She didn't come down until like August.
Right?
I was gonna say, it was late.
You know what's crazy about the non-racism office versus the racism office versus no office?
But
we, at this time last year, we hadn't even moved into the racism office.
We were doing that.
Still doing Aska and Righteous and Ratchet in
Melissa's makeup.
Now,
that is
in 1 year, we went from no office ever to like, oh man, we got to pay for an office. How are we gonna? Me and Melissa really had to have some hard conversations. Like, how are we gonna be able to cover the cost of this office? What if we worry together? What if it all falls apart? Kev gets canceled. We can't do nothing. So we make it. We do the racism office. Then the racism happens in the racism office.
It's never fun.
And now we go looking. I told Liz, when we started looking, I said, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, that office size and that price does not exist out here. And it's not even like these are expensive, but they're all by square footage.
I remember the first couple ones we were looking at. Remember the one that was on that corner out by the street? We were brand new. We were babies in this.
Bruh.
Like, how much is this?
Bro,
It's not even, it's just like, they're by the square foot. It's like $275 a square foot or whatever. Yeah. If you go from our old office, which was like, well, it's not even $275 a square foot. They're like, man, we shouldn't even have this building. Just give us a little something. To like, this is like 3 times the size of that. Even if you don't raise the dollar amount per square foot, just because we have so much space, it's more.
You know it's going to be more.
So now we're in this office, and last year, at this time, we didn't even have an office. And we're in our second office.
But I think we always were projecting the energy of what we wanted to do.
So that's crazy. That's why. So today, as we shoot this, I posted this video of me and the boys on NPR StoryCorps.
I got to watch that because I seen it and I was just like, I'm going to get emotional watch this because it was just you and them a long time ago.
Yeah. So the crazy thing, this was about 4 years ago, I think. And at that time, it was awesome. The CV was heavy. Like we were shooting all the time. So NPR reached out and it was like, hey, come downtown. We have this, we're archiving this in the Congress and all this stuff. And I was like, all right, like it might be cool to have your story. Like I was like, I would love to capture the moment of the kids at this time.
Okay.
Right? We shot that. And it came out a couple weeks later, and I was like, oh, it sounds nice. But that's how the boys sounded at the time.
Right.
Went on about my life. Just completely went on. Melissa was cleaning up this morning, and she found the CD. And she was like, you remember this? And I looked at it. I was like, oh, snap. I do remember.
And what was the date that you guys did it?
I don't remember the exact date. But it was about 4 years ago.
Okay.
It was 4 years ago. So it was 2016.
Okay.
Right?
All deaf. I remember you did it during.
Yeah. So I was like, I wonder if they ever put this online, right? Go online. It's been online forever. I play it and I hear Isaiah's voice at that time, and I'm like, oh. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play it.
Play it.
I want to play it.
I want to see it. I've been wanting to see it.
And the whole premise of the thing is you're supposed to just ask questions, whatever the kids want to ask at the time.
Okay.
Where were you born?
I was born in El Paso, Texas in 1983 on my grandmother Ruthie's bed.
Interesting to know. I did not know that. How do you describe yourself as a child? Were you happy?
I was a very happy, curious child. There was a lot of playing outside in the hot sun and drinking water from hoses.
You drink water out of hoses? Man, I'm learning so much new stuff about you. What's the hardest thing about being a dad?
The hardest thing about being a dad is having a drink that you want to drink, and small people put their nasty mouth all over it, and then whatever they were eating is now in the drink, and then you don't want it anymore. Or buying them food and they don't want their food, but they want your food. You're just never satisfied.
Why can't I be in charge? Because then everything would be a
Because you are
nightmare.
missing 4 teeth, and no one's going to listen to somebody who doesn't have teeth in their mouth.
Why can't I be an animal?
You have to take that up with your creator.
Why can't we own a roller coaster?
We can't own a roller coaster. We just don't.
Okay, then let's do. Why do things rhyme? How's he supposed to know that? Why can't we have a van?
Why can't we have a van? You asking these questions. Why do you want a van?
Why can't I be more like you?
What do you mean?
I know I look like you, but more like you.
Because you got to be yourself, man. Follow your own path. And enjoy being a kid. Being an adult is not as fun as it looks. Enjoy having nothing in your pockets and no keys and somebody else being responsible for buying all your food.
Facts.
Because one day you're going to look up and say, man, I had it so easy. Who cut the peanut butter sandwiches in your life? I did. I cut hundreds and hundreds of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Any more questions?
I'm proud of me. Me. I am.
I'm very proud of you. You're both fantastic children, and I am happy and proud to be your dad.
Man, that just made me feel a certain
Bro,
type
I
of
was
way.
literally like, so I've been completely. I love being a dad. Like
Man.
I love being.
It's the coolest thing
it's the-
in the world.
So we took the boys to see Birds of Prey yesterday.
How was it?
So you hit me up to go watch it first, so we could do spoiler alert for the Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Did you see it?"
I can watch it today.
I was like, I gotta watch it with my kids. You're like, I bet. And it was cool. It was solid. I don't want to give the review here. That's
Okay.
for the
We'll do
Patreon.
it,
But like the fact that we can watch action movies that I want to watch, like that's rated R. We let them see some rated R movies.
Wow, you got good kids though.
The John Wick. Did I tell you about the
Yeah.
John Wick thing? Do we talk about it on the podcast?
Yeah.
How we watch John Wick?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think we did. Yeah, we absolutely did.
Okay. I was telling Melissa the other day the boys were playing a video game that had blood. You shot somebody and he cussed, right? So I was walking by, it was like boom, boom, and the cuss word came out. And Isaiah was
Of
like,
the game or
the game.
Okay.
And he was like, John Wick, man. It's just like John Wick. You remember you let us watch this video? Please don't take it. And I remember when Mortal Kombat, the big thing was like
Finish it, fatalities.
Mortal Kombat has blood. Parents don't all it did is make us want to play it more.
Made it
We
popular.
learned how to just finish. We learned all the finishing not codes, but
fatalities.
finishing fatality moves because it was such a big deal. Like my parents had no idea.
Had they probably not said nothing, we probably wouldn't even trip that much off of the game. No, we
Absolutely.
wouldn't. But
No.
It was
Part
the-
of what
was
made
the-
it cool was that
they didn't want us to be
parents. It was all. It was like parental advisory explicit lyrics. Putting that sticker on your album
Stamps it.
It made you want to get it.
because it makes you feel like I'm not supposed to have it. Then I absolutely want
Got
it.
it. That's remember Dolomite when he was doing that.
Yep.
So anyway, listening to that, it was like, man, that was really like a moment, and that's a moment captured in time. That's one of the things I love about them making all those videos all over their years.
Oh, yeah.
Is there so many little pieces of their life that
That you
are
can just-
recorded. And I can
just-
go back and remember when JoJo couldn't talk as clearly. He just doesn't talk as clearly in that video as he does now.
That's just-
now
it
he's
just-
just sarcastic.
Seeing him walk in here yesterday, and then even with Zay, like Zay's a full grown.
Bro, when
Zay
I
gotta
talk to
square up,
Zay
bro.
Zay,
Like,
it sounds
square
like
up.
when we are chopping it up.
Square up, bro.
I was like, "How was your day?" He was like, "It was cool, man." We went to Jack in the Box.
It's
Like, and now I'm gonna
How
tell you the
weird
craziest
is
part.
that?
I'm gonna tell you the crazy part, though. It ain't weird no more. He's been talking like that for probably about 5 or 6 months now, 4 or 5 months. Now that's just how he talks.
But do you still see the baby? Because Kiara is grown now, and I still see.
I see
baby
a
girl.
4-pound
I don't
child.
think
I
I've
used to
ever-
hold Isaiah in one hand.
Kiara used to be from right here to
That's
right here.
how Isaiah was. When
7
he
pounds,
walks
11
past
ounces.
me, he is taller than Melissa now. When he yes, he is. Just because you say that doesn't make him not tall. She just doesn't accept it. When he walks past her, all I see is a baby that can't walking.
That is that. It's. Do you think that would ever change for us?
No.
Like, Because Kiara is just getting tall, and Kiara has glasses now.
Kiara, so it's funny when Melissa got pregnant. I felt weird being around her parents. Like, you know what?
That's all me.
That's your boy.
I did do the sex on her. I said her. You know what I mean? Like I was like wondering how her dad looked at I do sex on her and baby. I give baby into her body. I put this in there. And then something came out. It's a whole
thing.
Like I know the parents are just like, oh, this is what you do to my baby. Oh, you gonna marry her and then just put your penis all up in her? That's what you like? But they love the babies when they come out. But I know that thought had to cross his mind.
Has to.
And I know it's like just the thought of my kids growing up and so it's a funny story. I'm on the road this weekend. Let me tell you the one thing that sucks about this tour. Okay. This is the first time in my touring history that I'm going to be away from Melissa for 3 days at a time, 3 weekends a month. Because remember when I first started comedy, I would just be doing Saturdays.
Right.
And it was rare that I ever had 2 shows back to back because I didn't have book me twice amount of inquiries. So I had a lot of Saturday shows, but it was almost all Saturday.
Right.
And rarely I'm like, I got a Saturday and a Sunday. I'm not even coming home for 2 days. Then I did some tours that were light tours. I do 3 days in a row, but it was like 2 or 3 times in a year. And then the Real Comedians, first year Melissa was on the road with us. Second year she took less dates, but I was like, bro, she gonna be on the road. This time she's not on the road. So she texts me when I'm by myself in Pleasanton. And me and Tahir is funny too. So it's just me and Tahir. So I'm like, how do you want to do this? Do you want to like do stuff together? He was like,
hang out.
He was like, I just want to be a good road mate. If you don't want nothing from me, we don't have to do stuff. And I was like, I don't want to do stuff.
Right.
Like the last 2 years, we've done every city on the tour we've been to.
We've seen the things we're supposed to see.
We saw the stuff. We ate the stuff. I'm not trying to eat food like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, I got work to do. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to chill. But those 3 nights every night I go to sleep, I'll be like, good night. Nobody gonna say it to me.
How you registering with that? Because you're big family.
I'm gonna tell you what I do.
Okay.
I am exhausted. And before I think about it too much, I just go to sleep. So Melissa texts me, JoJo, spend the night at his friend's house. And I was like,
Is this his first sleepover?
First. Wow. No, at a non-family member. He spent the night at his cousin's house. Right. But that's different.
That's different, yeah.
Y'all got last name Fredericks or Marshall.
Right.
We know that. They're at Auntie Mel's house. They're at Auntie Nick's house. They're at Uncle Jay's house. Right. Or even when you used to come, they spend the night with that is different.
Right.
Than like you're at that person's house.
Because I don't know this person. And
I mean, we know him from soccer. We don't know him, no. Yeah. I ain't seen. You got cats? I don't know. So
Kiara asked about a sleepover coming up, but keep going.
So Joe spent the night at a friend's house, and Isaiah went to Sky Zone. So Melissa was like, "Your kids are just living their life any old kind of way."
Wait, so you were gone on the road? Both the boys are gone, and Melissa
by herself.
How quickly
and then
is life changing?
JoJo, and he didn't respond.
No, this
So she called the mom. Where's my baby?
This is how quickly life is changing.
You didn't let me get my joke off at all. You're like, I'm gonna talk.
I'm sorry, I was distracted there.
Oh, where's my baby? Where's my baby? Now you go.
Still good. It's still good.
But no, this is how Kiara's growing up too. Kiara got her hair braided the other day. And so she was like, well, Dad, I got to get something. She was running late. And so I was like, well, just Uber Eats something. I was like, take my card off because you put it on yours. Kiara had to cash at me $25 because she couldn't switch the card quick enough. I'm just like, Kiara is cash apping me. How quickly is life changing for us right now? But hold on, I got a better question for you. How'd you sleep last night?
I slept great because I slept on my purple mattress.
Did you? Well, look, man, because sleep is important, and the quality of your sleep affects the quality of your daily life. If you're struggling to get a good night's sleep, you've got to try a purple mattress. Now, Kevin, you know I've been on this weight loss thing for a very, very long time. I'm
only 40 years.
You know, and I'm only 30 pounds away from getting to my goal. And I realized this last 30 pounds that I just lost recently, it was because I was getting more quality sleep. I have to get 8 hours
rest,
and I get it on the purple mattress, and it makes the rest of my day a breeze, and it makes losing weight a lot easier. Now listen to this. The purple mattress will probably feel different than anything you've experienced because it uses this brand new material that was developed by an actual rocket scientist. It's not like the memory foam I'm used to. The purple material feels very unique because it's both firm and soft at the same time. So it keeps everything supported while still feeling really comfortable. Plus, it's breathable, so it sleeps cool. It ends up giving you this zero gravity-like feel, so it works for any sleeping position. Now, they got a 100-night risk-free trial. If you're not fully satisfied, you can return your mattress for a full refund. It's backed by a 10-year warranty, free shipping and returns, free in-home setup, and old mattress removal. Now listen to this. You're going to love Purple. And right now, our listeners will get a free Purple pillow with the purchase of a mattress. That's in addition to the great free gifts they're offering site-wide.
Free gifts?
Yes. Just text RR to 84888. The only way to get this free pillow is to text RR to 84888. That's RR to 84888. Message and data rates may apply. So finish telling me what you're saying. Life is just changing very quickly.
Let me tell you something. I don't know how we got on this, but this I appreciate the right.
I love that we flow.
Let me tell you what me and Melissa struggle with.
What do you guys struggle with, Kevin?
Accepting success. When you grow up poor, both of us were poor. You were poor. Josh, I don't know if you were poor or not. You live in Cameron.
We didn't have a lot.
Right? When you grow up like that, you always feel like someone's going to take it away.
Yes.
Because someone was taking it away. You didn't have much.
Or you just weren't getting it.
You weren't getting it. You were moving a lot. Like, we just didn't have much. So having something, when you're poor, you get like tax return. We would get our tax return and
we would live for that.
Be
Just to blow
bro,
it.
once a year.
Oh, man.
We get to live how we would like to live for just a brief moment in time.
I get this. I don't have no expectation of where this is supposed to go. This is a bonus for me.
And that's why Melissa and I had a hard time even getting the first office. We only did it because it was like kind of asking people were just staying at our house and our kids were there like, yo, we want to be
I want to eat
at
cereal.
home.
Right.
Like there's always somebody here. And the guests, it was just like, it wasn't feeling like a home. But spending that money makes you feel like, but what if, like, especially this lease particularly, 5-year lease. So it's like, okay, what if I don't even know what I'd get canceled for. I'm always just afraid of getting canceled. What if I'm not funny? What if my stand-up's there? What if people stop listening to Love Hour? What if podcasting doesn't become a thing? Like, we're still locked into this. So me and Melissa, like, we had to talk about it. And I was like, one thing that happened is getting the new office, the racism office, it allowed us. I'm always going to call it.
The fact that it's branded as that, I'm all for it.
Racism office versus non-racism office. Racism office allowed us to do game night, in unpopular opinion, because we couldn't have. We wouldn't have shot that at my house.
No.
I wouldn't even feel comfortable. Right. I know my wife wasn't going for like just come on. We didn't even have the room.
Y'all couldn't have fit in my apartment.
Couldn't have fit, right? So, and that content generates income. Now this office, we're able to shoot more stuff. We can have sets, higher production value. We can actually have things, and hopefully that generates more income. But like, it's like Shark Tank. Me and Melissa watch this all the time. We're on vacation. They always say that you can't scale without spending money. Like, you will cap yourself out. Like, for instance, doing the merch ourselves. When Greg was doing the merch, Greg is one person. He just could not. There's only so many orders you can do by yourself.
Remember when me and you were doing it back when you were doing it at All Def?
You remember we used to
walk to the, we used to be like, let's just walk. We used to do the orders and get a smoothie on the way back.
Every time.
Man,
right?
we've really been rocking for a while, bro.
So then for last year on tour, I couldn't even post about the merch because everybody on the team was on tour. So I couldn't even like sell merch on the road and online.
Right.
This is the first year. So now I got a merch person who uses ShipStation.
You know,
and
shout out to the sponsors.
And, having another company do it, he's got 5 people dedicated to my merch. So when I have a sale, they can still get it out, right? But I've got to pay more. But if you pay more, you can scale more.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's what always happens in Shark Tank. They're like, I need a bigger warehouse because I can only, like, when we did the merch, remember the merch was in my actual home at home.
When I was there with you till 6 o'clock in the morning.
There was only so much I could hold in there. Then I moved into the office. There's only so much I could hold in there. Now it's in this dude's warehouse. It's infinite.
It's growing. But
now, if only the Dreams Don't Die stuff would have sold, it would have been perfect.
That should be like some vintage content that you never get rid
Dreams
of.
Don't Die. They don't sell neither. But the crazy thing is, they don't sell neither. The stage crew in the Discord app, they were like, "Yo, make a stage crew shirt." The stage crew shirt sold infinitely.
I need to get one of those, by the way, too.
I have some for y'all.
I'm gonna buy one today. I'm actually gonna buy one and cash out, and because I love sewing into my friends. But keep going. I hate that I've been knocking you off.
Went out the window.
Stage crew bought you They bought the
Oh,
sweaters.
the design.
Yes.
They were like, your dreams don't die. And even some people who are like Kat's one of the mods. She was like, honestly, Cleve, I rock with you, but the design was confusing. And I even appreciate people being honest to be like, because guess what? Like my favorite artists, like I don't buy every merch thing they have. Like I buy a lot of Toby stuff. I don't buy everything. I buy a lot of Meech's stuff. I don't buy everything. I buy a lot of Blue stuff. I don't buy every Blue the Great painting, but I got the shoes. I got a couple prints. And I'm no different. Like, and I would rather have fans who still feel like I can support what I like. Like I support you overall, but I didn't like that. Constructive criticism,
like this just wasn't for me. But I would like this.
And they said it was kind of confusing, like with all the colors. And I thought, streetwear, kid.
And I felt bad too because when you put the commercial up, I was like, "Hey man, I'm a real model." And then I was just like, "Oh, it didn't sell. I hope I didn't."
I don't think there's nothing you could have done. The Rock could be wearing that shirt. They're like, cool.
You know what I think it is though? This is my honest opinion. I honestly feel like a lot of times we be more afraid of success than failure because we fail so much anyway.
Oh yeah.
We don't know what the big thing is like. Like if you lose
so true.
a lot, you'd be like, "I know what this is like. I don't know what that's like. That's foreign to me. It's different to me."
It is safer to expect it. So me and Melissa, when we go on vacation, I'm like, we finna go. Like she be like, yeah, what if this? But what if not?
Yeah, just this. Yeah,
because I work hard. When I go on vacation, I want to fly first class. I want to stay at the Hotel Conrad in Tokyo. They did everything but kiss my feet there.
Man,
Josh,
I'm going to Japan this year. I'm putting that in the universe.
Dope.
I'm pulling up Japan. Shrimp Big Macs.
That's the reason.
That's the only motivation for me going.
All the stuff they have.
I want to go to
cultural relevance.
I want to go to the McDonald's
and
shrimp
ramen,
patties,
bruh.
Shrimp Big Mac
sandwich
in here.
I want that
in here. But it feels like it's always safer to be like, what if it doesn't work?
Because you're used to it.
Because working, and even if it's working, and you always feel like I'm looking around the corner. The last, I want to say, 2 months maybe. I've been telling Melissa this. We've been working on it. What if it continues?
What if it gets better?
What if it gets better?
What if it gets
I told her, I
bigger?
said, man, I'm gonna book a TV show. I'm gonna book a movie.
that's coming,
bro.
I'm going big gated community. You gotta, but hey, Postmates, don't come to my. Leave it with the girl.
Come on.
I'll get it from the
there's
girl.
nothing-
I don't even want you coming all the way in. It's a whole thing.
whole
Just leave it
thing.
with the. Why not? Because why not? That's what all my Nigerian friends say. Because why not? But why can't it get like? What about our life makes us feel like we can't enjoy it? Why do we always feel like, and me being
very
like
true.
us,
Right.
But as people, like, why?
Sometimes
can't
I feel guilty for enjoying it.
Oh, I have.
I'd be
me
like,
and
I
Melissa
shouldn't be buying
We
this
talked
myself.
about survivor's remorse all of the time. Like, I don't even want to share stuff that's too good because I don't want people to be like, oh, you think
And
you're
I
better than
think
us.
about that too. I don't ever want people to think like I'm flexing on them or anything. But I'd be like, I'm proud of this too, though. Like, how do we?
And you know what's crazy about that? So, I talked about failure in a post a while ago. And somebody said, oh, Kevin fails, but I saw him loading his family into first class. I said, I failed, not I'm a failure. That's first
Pay
thing
attention
first.
to the-
But here's the thing. When I see like Myleik, she had a retreat for people. It was exquisite. Yvonne on tour. Issa bought a house.
Shout out to Chinadu being on tour with Yvonne.
Chinadu being on tour. This person bought a house. I never feel. I have a easier time celebrating other people's success than enjoying my own.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I have
the same
no
way.
problem. If Josh right now, if he got plucked by Coachella and he said, Kev, Coachella hired me, or I'm going to work at this music, and Josh said, bro, I'm going to be getting 10 bands a month or 50, I would be like, my boy.
Man, yeah, exactly.
I feel no problem celebrating people. If I booked a TV show, I'd be like, is it going to get canceled? Let me just hold them. I don't know.
You gotta dive into that. You have to find out what
I've
that
already
is.
expended as much energy as I can today.
Because you know what? One of the greatest conversations that I can always reference is just two of my really, really good friends was you and Tony Baker having a conversation of basically him not going on the tour with you this year. And the fact that he was willing to forego other stuff to keep rocking with you, and you had to be like, no, this is better for like those, you just don't hear about that. Like you hear about other comedians like fighting, but just a guy that's ascending, like, I don't want to go to it because I'm rocking with you, and you're like, bro, I'm not going to hold you back. Go.
Nah,
that's so dope.
That's so crazy too. Like,
that's so dope.
Even the fact that Tony featured for me.
That is just...
Tony Baker is arguably, and I would
he's
argue...
everyone's favorite comedian.
He is one of the best working comedians.
Period. Not that I know.
No.
Period.
And let me tell you how I know. So we had Kevin on Stage and Friends at the Ice House, I believe, a couple weeks ago. So the club person, the club rep is like, who's on the bill today? And I'm like, this guy. I'm like, okay. This guy, this woman, okay. Tony Baker. They're like, Tony
Baker?
Tony, you got Tony? Oh, yeah. Like, every time he's been on my show.
Tony is a monster.
So here's the thing. This is Insecure Kev being honest. Tony was sick a couple shows last year. He had took a couple weekends off at his friend's behest.
Right.
So when we had the Austin show, and Tony, I was like, Tony, you got to announce that you're not going to be there. Because I don't want people to... Because Tony had people coming just for him.
Yeah, Tony was driving ticket sales
Tony
too.
was driving ticket sales.
Yeah.
When Tony announced, it's Austin specifically, when I tell you them refunds.
Woo! Ego get bruised easy?
A little bit. I was about to be email people like, you still come. I'll give you a free ticket. If you don't like it, I'll
give you a personal show one-on-one.
Right? Like, but I get it though. Like, I had a headliner in a feature role.
Man.
And I'm super grateful. Like, Tony could go out of this world. Tony will likely stratospheric type of success. Tony could live in a house bigger than America.
Absolutely.
And I would be happy. Even if I was successful. If Tony made $400 million and I made 50, I'd be like, look at Tony. And I'd be like, they made 50. What did I have? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's I don't know why it is. It's so much easier to separate myself from other people. And I don't even like to, I definitely don't like to talk about success. I definitely don't want people to feel like I'm changing on them. But I am changing on them.
But you have goals and you have dreams.
But they're right.
And
but listen, man, when I go to Hawaii and I work as hard as I do, all them lonely nights, all them flights.
Unhook that Gucci bra and get in the water and let them things just go to the side. Look like two airbags just went off on your chest. Valentine's Day is coming up. What are you doing for it, bro? You got plans?
No.
I don't have any positive memories.
You got chocolate on deck. I seen your trunk. You got plans of all type
before
of
we even
chocolate.
talk about that, I want to talk about this real quick. Listen, speaking of selling things online, when you're selling things online, getting your orders out can be a real pain. How do you keep track of who gets what? Which shipping carrier you should use? Are you getting the best rate? ShipStation works with all the major carriers, including USPS, FedEx, UPS, even Amazon fulfillment. So you can compare and choose the best shipping solution for you and your customer. They even offer big discounts on shipping costs. Now, any business can access the same postage discounts that are usually reserved for large Fortune 500 companies. You'll always know that you're getting the best deal. And right now, Righteous and Ratchet listeners can try ShipStation free for 60 days when you use offer code RR. There's absolutely no risk. You can start your free trial without even entering your credit card info. Just visit ShipStation.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in RR. That's ShipStation.com, then enter offer code RR. ShipStation.com. Make ship happen. I don't have any positive memories of Valentine's. Like
Really?
I was really thinking about it because me and Tony were talking about like what we're gonna do and like what the plan is. And I was like, I feel like if I was in a relationship, it was always on the fritz, or I was single, wanting to be in a relationship, or going out on a first date on a Valentine's. Like, this is the first Valentine's Day in a long time that I've been in a relationship, and I'm really excited to make some positive things happen. What should I do though? You've had a lot of 22 Valentines
It's
at
probably
this point?
my 20th Valentine's Day.
With the same woman. What can I do? It's
No,
my first.
19th. Because we started dating May 1st. Well, May
That
1st
is so dope.
and May 15th, year 2000.
I look
Did
up
I ever
to-
tell you this story?
No, tell me this.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about it.
Thought I asked Melissa Cleary to be my girlfriend. I never told you this?
No.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We should do this. You
It
know,
was
I
on the
trying
phone
to-
or just in
no,
person?
in person.
Yeah.
We should be, you know what I'm saying? You should be my girl. She's like, right? Thought it was
So
clear.
you thinking this is your girl?
Thinking it's clear. So I used to do this thing. Josh, can you see my knee in this?
Yeah.
Used to do this thing on girls. I used to do this, tickle their knee like that, right?
Who told you to do
I
that?
just, it was working.
You thought that was cool?
It was undefeated. The knee tickle. They'd be like, oh, stop. Right? May 7th, I believe. Thought we were boyfriend. No, same 2 days later. Thought
May
we were
7th, 2000.
No, May 3rd, 2000, year 2000.
Okay.
After I thought we were boyfriend girlfriend for
So
2
you
whole
think
days.
it's a whole relationship?
Yes, we're on the bus. We used to ride the same bus home in high school. I did this to her. She was like, "What? Why did you do that?" I was like, "Because you're my girlfriend." She's like, "What?" I was like, "We're dating." She's like, "What? What made you think that?" I was like, I was like, "Would you be my girl?" She was like, "I don't think you clearly asked me that," and I definitely didn't clearly say that. And I was like, "What?"
So this was 2 days after you thought it was lit.
Thought we were 2 days into our relationship.
Okay.
May 15th, year 2000, her cousin Tony, who I love forever for this, he was my biggest champion. He was like, come on, girl, man.
Give him a chance.
Be his girl. Come on.
Really?
Man. Yes.
He
Be
must have
walking
thought
home.
highly of you to be hooking
This is
him
my
up.
boy. We used to hoop all the time. We were on the
Okay.
basketball team. Like, he was my boy. Come on, man. Come on, cuz. You
Let him be your
Let him be your
boyfriend.
boy. She's like, okay, Tony, fine. This is my boyfriend. She grabbed my hand. This is my boyfriend. Are you happy now? Dang. And I was like, cool. So this is official then. This is official?
So it's official.
We good? We good? It was like Jim Carrey, like, she's like, what are my chances? Like 1 in 1,000? More like 1 in a million. I read
Said
you.
I gotta
So
see.
you're telling me that? Like, I was happy. May 15th,
Go to the
2000.
knee, you're just like, so.
And so that's the day it began.
So, May 15, 2000. And from that moment, I never let that
Smooth
hand go.
sailing.
Oh, yeah.
But I hope that you have since retired that move.
Never did it again.
Yeah.
To her, to me.
Trash.
It was undefeated before then, all defeated since then.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a trash
I
move.
ain't
So
tried out on a new woman.
what should I do for Valentine's Day? I got a whole...
Break up with her.
What?
Save money.
No.
Is Dear Kev?
But I realized in LA, if you didn't make a reservation
Oh, you can
2
forget
months
about
ago, scram.
You
Cook.
can forget.
So should I cook her something? Should I like get rose petals? Like, I don't know, man. I don't even know how to be romantic. I'm learning how to be a good man on the fly, and it's glaring. This is a very, very real thing. And me and Tony are actually going to come on Love Hour After Dark. We've already spoken with Melissa.
You're coming on to Love Hour After Dark meets.
But like, I'm starting to realize I didn't really have positive role models, like of black men treating black women well, and I don't
I'm
know how to
almost the
do
most
it.
thankful for my dad, and he wasn't really a romantic in that sense. He cared genuinely,
I never
and
seen
I think
that.
that's all. I'm super grateful for that. But I think that's all everything in the basis of your relationship will be better if you care genuinely. Like, it'll lead into, look, what do I want to, what does Valentine's Day look like? How do we vacation? How do I treat her right? It's if you care genuinely.
If you have the template of I care, everything can grow from that.
I believe you have a better, now still, if the behavior wasn't modeled, it wasn't modeled.
Right, and that's what I be trying to like really like pivot out of, because I have to be honest in situations like I don't know how to do it. Like, and not only do I not know how to like love sometimes I don't know how to receive it. Like sometimes like,
Do you know your love language?
yes, it's
Chicken wings.
physical.
It's lemon pepper,
Ranch dressing.
and ranch.
No, mine's is physical touch and quality time.
And do you know hers?
I have not done the test with her. I'm a terrible. I gotta.
You're out your
You gotta put yourself in the best position.
I think
to
she
succeed,
did do.
bro.
I think hers is acts of service and words of encouragement.
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
So you ask yourself, what can I do for her that will show her I love her in a way that she will receive love? Because this is the part that I didn't have early on. I was just, I'll show you what I would want.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter if you don't receive that as love. You can appreciate the gesture,
Like Will Smith getting Jada Pinkett that house. That
which
situation.
was a. I met Will Smith before. I don't know if you know.
You remember?
Can we throw the video and post just for Kevin?
It's about
I
3
think.
weeks ago.
Did you post that photo?
Yeah, I posted a photo.
Post it here too, just
I've
because I
been
know.
posting
Wait.
in a while.
Which time though?
I posted like 3 times in 1 week. There's one Facebook, Instagram, Tinder.
Put it here,
LinkedIn.
because it's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's
I know
a
you
whole
like
thing.
it.
Me and Will, we go back about 3 weeks now.
But yeah, he had got her house and she was like, no, you got that
It
for
was
you.
a golden cage. And I actually get that because there were so many times I was trying to flex to the world and clouding it as
This
a
is for
gift
you,
from my wife.
but it's really a flex.
Really to stroke my own ego.
So make it about her. Make it personal to her. So maybe think of some things that she likes. Don't just go for the, I want to spend a bunch of money so this will impress her.
Right.
Go for the, let me put some serious thought into it and then make a whole theme around it.
If you know her, like what's the acts of service that's good? Like for my wife, it'd be cleaning, getting her car clean, putting gas in her car, cooking dinner, stuff that she was planning to do. Like,
and then you do it.
And I do it.
Okay.
And because I don't like cleaning or cooking, it goes a lot. I'll Postmate something in a second.
What was the last thing you cooked? Has it been that long, Kevin? What was the last time you turned on?
Most people?
When was the last time you turned on the stove?
I do egg whites and spinach for myself all the time.
When was the last time you cooked for the family? Do that one day. Just make some time to cook for the family one day. I think you'll enjoy it.
Bro.
It just has a relaxing thing.
No.
I've been learning how to cook salmon.
You need to learn how to pronounce it.
Shut up.
Before you learn how to. They got salmon at the cafe.
I think I might try it. And there's no racism there. It's going to be on the
racism.
Oh, there's POCs in there too.
No racism. They make the salmon homemade. They got chicken noodle soup.
I'm with all that. I'm sorry,
Chicken
guys.
noodle soup.
We got thrown for a big curveball. We were supposed to talk about a bunch of things.
The stage crew messed us up.
Brad Pitt out here kissing Regina Hall. What's up with that?
Let's save it for the bonus episode.
Save it? Oh.
Bonus
okay.
episode is going to be the funny one.
Can we talk about the coach that tried to make the players run laps and they?
Bonus.
Bonus?
Because we can actually show that video on the bonus.
Okay. All right. So, yeah.
I've had enough.
All right,
I'm
guys.
tired now because I
cried. Are we good on time, Joshua?
Yeah, we're at an hour.
I cried.
Hour,
this is your fault. Stage crew, you started me off with crying, and then it made me in a reflective mood.
No, that's a good thing, though, man. You're starting to feel your feelings, and that's good. Those are good tears, man. You don't run away from that. You've been activating your feelings, and I'm proud of you. I love you as your brother. This has been another installment of Righteous and Ratchet. I have been Doughboy.
I've been Crybaby Kev.
Crybaby on stage, and we will see you guys same place, same time next week. Peace.